Good morning. Good morning. Sunday morning for me. How are we all doing today? Who's with us today? Malcolm, how are you? Thank you for coming. Hi, Chris. Glad you can make it. Darth Bill. Finally. Yes. Carol. I'm doing well. Thank you. Elsie, thank you for coming. Early morning. Yeah, but I've already been up for a couple hours. I usually get up about 5 in the morning. There's just something about the morning quiet that I just love. That's when I do most of the videos anyway. It's really early in the morning. That's why in the colder months you'll hear the heater all the time because the heater is set to come on in the mornings. So, and you'll probably hear it today, I imagine. Hey, Gary, Wendy. Yeah, wind is no good. But yeah, 5 in the morning is usually when I'm doing the videos for our channel, and so you have the heater come on a lot. Now, once we get into June, generally that's when the heater gets shut off because then it gets warmer, and we don't need the heater to keep the home warm. But it's a trick having to do videos, especially I got a new microphone and it picks up the heater all the time. And so when it comes on, I have to pause the video and stop, wait for the heater to stop, and then continue. So videos now in the winter months, the colder months, takes like twice as long to do. It's okay though. Yeah. I would prefer the heater to be off March, but I don't have any say in that. Our cold months are generally January, February. Those are probably our coldest months here. And of course, I'm in Southern California, so I use the term cold months. It's not that cold. Usually, if I just put on a sweatshirt, everything's cool. Windy and wet. Yeah. We haven't had much rain here. About 10 days ago, we had a good rainstorm. All the mudslides happened from all the fires. And I guess that was about a week to 10 days ago. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't rain very much. Out of 365 days, about I would say about 320 of them are 68. I'm talking Fahrenheit here, 68 to 72 and sunny. And the other days could be anything from windy to rainy. Yeah, we pay a lot for the weather. And here comes the heater, I believe. So we're gonna test it out and see how. This is the first time with the heater and this new mic, so we'll see how loud it is. You'll have to let me know. Has everybody had their lunch yet? Well, what time? It's like 3 o'clock. I would imagine you would. I would hope you'd had your lunch yet. Malcolm. Yes, of course. That's his. That's his deal. Yes. It's never a dull moment. The last month has just been crazy. All right, heater's on. Can you hear it? I'm sure you can hear it. Yeah, I don't understand why we're the only country using Fahrenheit. Are we the only country using Fahrenheit? It's makes more sense to say 0 is freezing instead of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm with you on that. But somebody thought it was a good idea. And the thing is now it would cost billions of dollars to change. To have to change everything. It would cost so much money. It's not too bad. I do notice behind my head here we have that sign that says "Hello Spring." Um, so we're trying to wish it into existence. So what are we going to talk about? Last last live stream was very good. We had a lot to talk about last time, and I've mentioned this before. I love just reading. I don't know if any of you've done a live stream or seen it. Off to my right here, I have a list of everybody who's the comments, the chat board, if you will. So, and I love watching everybody talk to each other, and I love this is becoming like a place you can all reconnect with other people from our channel, and our channel family all shows up, and it's wonderful. What's everybody's plans for today? Is it what did we do? Anybody do anything fun for the weekend? Um, let's see. Yesterday we had my youngest son Cooper. He's playing baseball for his high school, and so they had a game, um, which is fun to go watch. And then we went out to dinner and had a wonderful steak dinner, and just another Saturday. And right now our weather is great. I have to keep the blinds closed because then I get this glare that comes in. So right now it's not a cloud in the sky and it's sunny, and it's actually probably going to be 65 today. So that's pretty good. Just relaxing. Very good. Oh, I've got some pretty cool plans coming up in, let's see, 2 weeks. I'll be heading to Palm Springs. A good friend of ours is celebrating 50. So we rented this huge, I don't want to say mansion, but it's a huge house. There's 8 couples going. We all get our own room. That's how big this place is. It's this large property, so we can be as loud. I mean, there's no neighbors. It's in Palm Springs. It's like on the outskirts of Palm Springs. And it's going to be amazing. I'll definitely have to do some, at least like some shorts to kind of show you around. Uh, I'm excited. It should be a lot of fun, and we're not leaving to go into Palm Springs. Or everybody's just gonna stay there. It's got a pool, and it's gonna be in the 70s down there, maybe 80s. So it's gonna be great. It's got a game room. It's got a movie theater. It's got like a pool table, billiards table, full on kitchen. I mean, the place is just absolutely huge. So, I'll definitely have to take some video to show you guys how the other half lives, or how the 1% lives. Place looks amazing, absolutely amazing. Gary streamed for the first time on Twitch yesterday, so there's that. I've never done Twitch. I've never even been on Twitch, so I couldn't even tell you what that's even about. I imagine my son has done it, or is familiar with it, but I'm not at all in the know when it comes to Twitch. The allergies for spring. Yeah, thankfully I'm not affected by that as some are. I know for many it can be just brutal. Are you Chuck? Oh, are we talking food here? Batch cooked corned beef hash because it's grim up north. Okay. Is that the go to? So, is that the go to meal when it's dark and rainy and cold? It's like, comfort food is the corned beef hash. 170,000 Americans living in the UK. Hmm. That's I did not know that. That seems like a lot, but I don't blame them. Uh, Carol, do I like to hobnob? Well, for that weekend, we're going to all pretend like we do. We are not wealthy by any stretch. When you break it down, yeah, it was pricey for 4 days. It costs each couple 700 American dollars. Of course, American dollars. But yeah, it cost us 700 roughly for 4 days at this place, and it's going to be just amazing. Which I've been to Palm Springs. Many of you who haven't been, it's a resorty desert getaway town. It's expensive. A lot of wealthy people live there, or at least have homes there, and so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And what's normally we usually go to dinner in Palm Springs. We're not doing any of that this time. We're bringing food. So we're going to be making dinners. We are, Jennifer and I are assigned for Saturday night to make dinner for everybody. So I think Jennifer's going to we're going to make lasagna. It's easy. You can make a lot of it. And generally most people like it. And we'll, of course, have salad and French bread. So it's an easy dinner, and it can serve a lot of people relatively easy. So we're Saturday, so there's people in charge of alcohol. There's people in charge. There's another couple who's Friday night, and so on. It's been assigned, so it's going to work out great. Oh no, it's not free. Nice. Catherine, thank you for coming. Um, where do most Americans live? I'm guessing London. Most of them, that's where they move, or around London, because they would be moving there for maybe for jobs, right? For work. Thought I was guest on a freebie. Wish. No, we have to pay for it, but it's $700 for the both of us. Going to a place like this is pretty good deal, and we get our own room. Normally, you have to share a room or whatever. When there's Violet. She's interested in something in the closet, maybe. Let's see what she's doing here. What are you doing there, girl? You want to get in the closet? Let's angle it. What are you doing? um, but yeah, $700 to go on a 4-day vacation is relatively cheap, especially to Palm Springs. Palm Springs, Frank Sinatra. Yes. Well, there's I say Palm Springs, but the whole area. There's desert palms. There's gosh, what's the other? Might be two palms. I don't. There's other little communities that surround Palm Springs, but they're all right in one clump down there, and it's right near. If you've heard of Lollapalooza, or there's a big music venue which is just big open area where they have a lot of those festivals. That's down there as well. Um, but it's a popular area to go to because of the weather. It's always warm, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll get some video for there. That's in 2 weeks. Yeah, a lot of celebrities, especially the old school celebrities. That was a big place to go. It's about from me here in Ventura, it'll take us about 3 hours to drive there, maybe a little less. My wife drives fast, depending on traffic. But it's a popular spot for a lot of Hollywood types because it's very quick to get there. Hi, sweetie. What were you doing? Did you wanna come say hello? No? You don't like this, I know. You don't like this, I know. So I've never had corned beef. My go-to winter cold is a stew. I like a beef stew. That's really good. But I've never had corned beef. Just doesn't, I don't know. I should try it. I really should, but I just don't. Let's see here. Malcolm wants to know a car tax. I don't know exactly in relations what that means, to be honest with you. We pay insurance, of course, and there is a tax that they add to the gasoline when you buy it. But as something that's just called a car tax, unless we call it something different. I know there's a bunch of taxes added to the price of the gallon of gas. So probably if there is a car tax, um, it's in that. JJ, how are you? Thank you for coming. Um, Everyone everywhere seems to be struggling financially. Yes. Um, that's why we're hoping things will be different. Um, I had the on a it's kind of been hit and miss so far at the grocery store. A lot of the products that I normally get for the family have gone down. Eggs are still really high, and it's more to do with the bird flu that had hit the chickens. So, like millions and millions and millions of chickens had to be put down. So, that has kept the egg prices high. Um, we just don't eat as many eggs. So, I don't buy as many. So, I won't buy eggs like I used to every time I went to the store. Now it's like every other time, and we're fine. We're fine. So, we have uh, temporarily have figured a way to kind of, you know, but a lot of the other stuff has gone down. My coffee, for one, has gone down. Um, just in bottled water. We don't buy too much bottled water as we have like a water service delivered. So we get those big jugs, that we have. But yeah, it's uh, slow, but it's only been a month. So I don't expect any real like change in anything for at least a little bit of time. It's going to take time for everything to kind of get going now, you know, hopefully, hopefully. um, but yeah, I know a lot of people. We have some friends who um, didn't go to dinner with us last night, as a matter of fact. Um, and I think, so it's like if you go out a lot, it's hard to stay up. Some of the friends that we had dinner with last night, they are they're doing very well. So, you know, we have to say, we're not going to go tonight, or that sort of thing, because we buy all the food for the groceries from the grocery store, and you'd like to eat it, not always go out. But it was fun. Last night was fun. Have an American couple living up the road from me. I'm friends with their dog. Of course you are. And nice people from New York. So Carol's just proven that there are nice people from New York. Okay. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Why? Do you know why they moved? Daniel, thank you for coming. Good to read ya, I guess. Still would love for have everybody's uh, Zoom call. That would be the best. Hi, Linda. Thank you for coming. Yeah, that's the first time you've seen Violet up close. Yeah, they used to always be on camera. Like where you see this hat right here, that's where Leo would and Violet would both sit. In fact, if I probably took the hat away, one of the cats would eventually probably sit there. But they have found we've got new couches. We bought new couches about 8 months ago, and they just Violet has found a spot, and that's where she always is. So she doesn't get over it on camera, and we just had her trying to get into this closet back here, um, and then she came over to say hello. So I thought I'd show her to everybody. Chicken for stew and beef for casserole. Chicken, never had a chicken based stew. It's always been like a roast beef, carrots, potatoes, that sort of thing. kind of stuck in my ways. That's kind of how I like it. Would it be like your tags? Okay. I've heard that they can be out of date. Yes. If you have to buy them, maybe similar. Yes. We're going back on the car tax. We do have to buy, you register your vehicle. So, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Of course, every year you have to pay a registration fee and you get tags. And it's good for 1 year. Um, and those do go up, and they've been going up. Now for each state, it's different. So we live in California. We buy tags that are for California. We can drive in any state, of course, but that's not a problem. Having a different tag, but our tags, yeah, they do go up, and they probably do add some sort of tax. I'm sure if there's a breakdown somewhere that shows you what the money is going to, um, and for what for. I can't say I'm holding out much hope. Cornwall is considered the second poorest region in Northern Europe. Oh no. Well, what was Cornwall um, when it was doing well historically? Why? I guess the question I'm asking is why has it gone the direction it has in some industries closed down, and so on? You drink water out of the tap? We can as well, but I just choose not to. There are actually now there's a reason for this. Here in California, the tap out of the water, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Um, Places like Colorado, Arizona, the water is tastes better. Actually, let's just stay in up northern California. In fact, up near my friends who I've mentioned already, they have who I go up and stay at their cabin up in the mountains. You've heard me talk about that. We go up there a lot. You can drink the water out of their tap. They will live right next to one of the lakes up there that supplies fresh water to a lot of people. So the water is fantastic, better than any bottled water for sure. So um, down here, you can tell that it's traveled because to get water to Southern California, it's got to travel a long distance through pipes and reservoirs and so on to just get, it comes out from Nevada and gets pumped all the way out here. So we don't have a natural water source here. We do have lakes, but they're not used for like drinking water, for that matter. Much of anything else other than I think for agriculture gets the bulk of it. Why pay for bottled water? Well, like I was saying, it's the bottled water just tastes better. It's a perk. It's a luxury item that we prefer the water from the bottle than from our tap. So I don't have a good answer for you other than it's a luxury item, right? So in fact, I've got my bottled water ready to go. Let's see. Smog, hi. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. That's when I find out. That's what I'll find out at some point. The dog waits for me as she knows I always have dog treats. I have my regular pals who you meet on your daily walks. Well, first of all, I think it's awesome that you go on daily walks. No, two, I love that you have your treats that you take with you. You never know. You never know when you're going to come across a dog in need of a treat. uh, oh, okay. We'll move the hat. We'll see if any of them. It's like fishing, right? Will one of them come back? Violet just laid down, and she's not going anywhere. She's going to stay there. Now Leo may come in. He likes to. If you go back through that doorway there and straight out another door, we have this room out there that's kind of like a catch-all room. Like we put a bunch of stuff that we intend to properly put away at some point, but it just kind of stays there forever. It's like purgatory out there. Um, oh, the heater's coming on pretty good here. I apologize for that. Normally I would mute at this point. Hopefully you can still hear me. Just a couple more months and then we'll be free of it. We have that room, and so Leo actually has found a place out there that we put his scratch toys out there, and he just hangs out there. You surely must. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you would think this week we could hit 10,000. Isn't that amazing? 10,000. Like I said in yesterday's video, I didn't start this channel even with the idea of hitting any sort of YouTube milestone. I was just wanting to learn how to watch rugby, how to understand rugby. But the fact that we are so close to 10,000 is truly remarkable. But here's the thing: it's not me; it's all of you. You're the reason why we've even gotten there. So thank you to all of you, and you should all be thanking yourselves. This is definitely a group effort. It's just been amazing, and the fact that I get to meet all of you, and it's just been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But do I plan on anything to celebrate? See, here's the thing: I don't know. If I was a forward-thinking person, I would have some sort of thing, I guess, but I'll have to think about it. It'll be a few days. I think I'm at 82. 99.82 is what it's at right now. So I'll have to think about what I can do for 10,000. I don't know. I would hey, if you have some ideas, please send them my way. I haven't really put much thought into it other than just go, hey, we hit 10,000. Thank you. But I've seen, of course, I've seen a lot of other channels, do a thing. If they hit 100,000 kind of a thing, but who knows? Send some ideas. Yeah, maybe that'll be the thing. I'll do one of your ideas. Let's see here. They were great fishermen in Cornwall, famous for mining for oodles of centuries. So yeah, the mines are probably closing or closed. Yeah. Used to have tin and lead mines. Okay. Now it relies heavily on the tourist industry, and that can be fickle. In a perfect world, I would love to visit someday. Colorado. When you have the mountains, if you're near a lot of tall mountains that have a ton of snow, you're going to have really good water. Let's see here. When I was a kid, our land had a natural spring. Lovely drinking water. That's cool. I mean, if you get the water from the aquifer underground, it's usually pretty good. Usually. Linda, that's a good suggestion. I will definitely look for something. Um, I know there's a lot of videos out there, and as you all know, I like to at least have the permission of the content creator every once in a while. I'll still do a video every once in a while from someone who hasn't given me permission, and it's because it's not really a someone; it's a corporation that runs the channel, and every once in a while I'll still watch something like that. But most of the time, I want to get the content creator their permission, as you know. So I'll definitely look for something. In fact, I'll write myself a little note. Video. Okay, thank you. Fishing and mining economy. There was a collapse in the 1860s, yeesh, and again in the 1950s, and again after Brexit. So you've seen Cornwall's been through it. It sounds like, and so they're now just relying, as how I'm understanding, is mainly on tourism, and that can be fickle too. Pure Devon water, but the water company still charges for own water. They said they own the water table. Yeah, seems like somebody's got to own everything. Trev, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming. Saw a YouTube video talking about big plans to resurrect the mining industry, and they're in the process of seeking capital. Well, is it the mining industry? Are we still referring to Cornwall, JJ, or just in general? Be interesting to know what they're going to be mining. But I think I may have seen something too, an article in one of your papers mentioned it, that there is a kind of a resurgence, at least in the attitude of firing up the mines again. But it's an expensive process, really is. So yeah. Yeah. Yes, keep it civil. I appreciate it. The rivalries are wonderful, though. Problem with copper and tin. Well, first of all, hi John. Thanks for coming. Problem with copper and tin is the huge quantities of cheaper to get metal on other continents. Yes, and the urge for some of these companies to get cheaper materials is always going to be a thing. To keep costs down. Cheap labor, cheap materials gives you cheap products. I know. Seems like everything we touch is made in China or, Thailand, or where are some of the others? Singapore gets Bangladesh. I've seen some things that say Bangladesh on them. It's just like, what in the world? Why can't we make it here? We used to make it here, but it's expensive, and you got to pay the workers, and you got to pay the insurance and health, and it's expensive. I get it, but there's got to be some middle ground. So we'll see. Let's see here. Oh, wow. I've gotten behind here. I love it. A lot of conversation. This is great. Let's see how Elsie is saying. I'm still not sure what was Manchester. That was Manchester. Looked suspiciously sunny. Well, he mentions that in the video that they got a great day. So I'm taking it's not very sunny there most of the time. That was a fun video. And that had come requested by Andy. Um, so it was great. I thought it was interesting. We've done videos that do pubs and whatnot, but um, they've never like drank at every one. So it was funny to see the progression. The guy's a professional because I would have been done after 5 the most. That would have been okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video. Maybe in my younger days. He's a younger man, and he's a professional, so he's good at what he does. So yeah, I look forward to doing more of those. Uh, he's got a bunch, and yeah, he's from London, so there'll be some in London. But I just thought it would be great seeing another part of um, England. Pretty cool. Let's see here. Pirates and Smugglers. I didn't see because I watched The Wall, my darling, while the gentleman went by. What am I? The old romantic Carol. This is what JJ's saying to Carol. It's a conversation they're having, I'm sure. So and that would explain why I'm not understanding. How about revisiting first reaction video did if there is an updated oh my god, it is so bad, Gary. It is. I've actually gone and maybe it wasn't the very first one, but I think the very first one was, I think I was looking at stadiums, Premier soccer stadiums, Premier League. I think that was the very first one, and it was almost like a test. It wasn't a long one. It was like, how do I was so nervous, and it was like I'd never done it before, and I think that was the first, and it's just awful. A lot of those 2021 videos are just awful, and I took a lot of them had been purged. I haven't deleted any of them. They just been taken off of public viewing. It's pretty bad. I don't know if you'd want to see it. But then also maybe if there's an updated version of it to look at. That's true. That's a good point. There's definitely some videos I would love to redo, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's a good idea. I'll definitely look back on some of the things that I've watched, and yeah, maybe do an updated. That's a good idea. 2150 BC. Jeez. A lot of us went to America and other countries in the 1800s. Interesting. Yeah. Well, you have to. When you own nearly, half the world. I can only imagine how taxing it is to keep everything going. Lots of mining in South Devon as well. Okay. Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of mining going on over there, yes? In all corners. Let's see, Daniel, Mark, have you seen that Ben and Rachel are doing a rewatch of their Cotswold trip? Yes, they mentioned you. Still think they loved your yes. In fact, I do know this because I still talk to them on a somewhat regular basis. In fact, I'm getting ready to ship off a baby present, and They, if you don't know, she's pregnant. They were going to, that's, they were, and I didn't want to say anything, but I knew before they were going to announce it that they were going back to England. Um, but surprise, uh, a baby decided to make an appearance, and so yeah, I'm really super, super, super happy for them. They're going to be great parents, and I'm just over the moon with excitement for them. But yeah, they're great people, and like I said, we still are in contact with each other, and they are doing a rewatch of their Cotswold trip with being able to add some other context to what they were doing and why they chose to do what they're doing. It's a great idea for them. I think it's wonderful, and it's entertaining. So I don't know if they've done more than the first one, but yeah, they're good. They're good. They just moved into a new house. Yeah, they've had a lot of changes, and the biggest change of all is on its way. So it's going to be awesome. Let's see here. Let me see if I can catch up. Let's see. It's kind of windy Scarborough. Okay. Huge deposits of copper in Bolivia. Okay. And that's another thing. Yeah, JJ, you made a good point. The technology to do the mining has improved. It's cleaner. They can do it cleaner. So it keeps the environmental impact at a minimum. Um, Still going to be pricey, but still maybe more efficient. Let's see. Sadly, the tourism money goes up. County goes up county, not into the local economy. That is sad. Um, yeah, I don't know how you how you fix that. Where you were watching a video about London pubs. Don't know if it mentioned the Elephant and Castles. Some used to say it was called that because a Spanish princess called Eleanor de Castile. That's awesome. The pub names are always a fascination as well. It's just, but there's a meaning, a reason why. Of course, just a brief look at them, you're thinking it's just words put together. But uh, I at least know that they all have some sort of backstory. And like Linda just pointed out, elephant and castles. Like initially, you're like, elephant and castles. It's so random. Castles, yeah, I can imagine every pub in England having the word castle in it, just like having the word queen or king or you know, but elephant, but there is a backstory, or at least a rumored backstory. What kind of car do I drive, if you don't mind asking? I don't mind at all, Malcolm. I drive proudly a Kia Soul. It's a small, if you know what a Kia Soul is, it'd be a car that can drive over in your roads because it's small. It can find a parking spot anywhere. I absolutely love it. It gets really good gas mileage. Um, Both my wife and son drive SUVs, bigger vehicles. In fact, I had the opportunity to drive an SUV, but I turned it down. Um, for what I do for work. I work in IT, and occasionally I'll be doing like manual labor where I'm pulling cable and doing kind of like pre-construction wiring type thing. Don't do that half as much as I used to, but we install a lot of cameras and access points for Wi-Fi and whatnot. But anyway, um, so I do carry ladders, and the great thing about my Kia Soul, while very very small, I can fit all my tools and multiple ladders in it. Put the seats down, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's been awesome. I've had that thing for, let's see, going on year 11, and I love it. I love it. And one of the best things is being able to parallel park on a street. It's fairly easy to do, and I don't need a ton of room to be able to squeeze in. Let's see here. Catherine, the Victorians surveyed the mines and found lots of lithium in the Cornish geology. They had no use for it, but cataloged it. Well, good thing they did, right? Geology, probably one of my favorite classes that I took in college. Um, Very fascinating, interesting, I should say. Um, Not that I wanted to become a geologist, but I just, found it interesting. It's actually our national day soon. Saint, how do you pronounce that? Pyrrhon's Day? You'll have to give me a little more information on that. I don't know who Saint, if I'm saying it correctly, Saint Pyrrhon, Piran, Piran. Now I do know who Mr. Kipling is for sure. Watch the Walls from a poem about smuggling. Okay. Victimless crime. That's funny. Let's see here. Mark, you could watch Cornwall top 10 places to visit in 2023. Don't think you'd have any trouble getting permission. Put that on your channel. Okay. Writing it down. Thank you. Top 10 places to visit. Appreciate it. Thank you, Linda. Okay. One time before the Romans, Cornwall was part of the kingdom of Demonia, modern day Devonshire. Okay. The history is just so, for me, is so wild. Like just to even know Ventura history, it's not very long. 1700s, 1600s, maybe. I think I can't remember when. Um, Maybe we just have the native Indian tribe, which is the Chumash, was here in Ventura. Um, then we had Father Junipero Serra, a Spanish monk, came through, put a mission here, one of the many missions at Dot, California, um, which is a historical landmark. And then, of course, I think in the I want to say 1700s, people started moving here west. White man started moving west. 1800s, it became San Francisco and all that stuff. And yeah, hasn't been around long in the grand scheme of thing as compared to where all you live. Probably some of you live in homes that are older than my country officially. There was a major organized crime situation running luxury goods in without paying the duty in southern England for a century. Ended after 1815. I'm sure, to be honest, there's probably still that sort of thing happening. um, but yeah, Cornwall. There's a good video called Cornwall Pneumonia to Decline that covers the history. Okay. Where was okay, Cornwall. Here we go. Cornwall. Pneumonia. To decline. Thank you. Appreciate that, Bill. Hey, Claire, thank you for coming. I love it. I love having all of you here. It's wonderful. Thank you to all of you. Let's see here. Eleanor of Castle was the wife of Henry II, mother of Richard the Lionheart and King John. Yes, the pubs were named after her, but as peasants said Elephant and Castle. And it stuck. It's wonderful. Really? An apprentice miner went to South Africa and was immediately put in charge of a mine. Hey, nothing like learning on the job, right? I'm glad you don't drive a Tesla. A lot of my friends do. They're popular. You know, well, there's a whole story there, but I can't afford a Tesla. They're pricey. Yeah, they're and not only are they too heavy on the gas, it's a lot of narrow roads too. Bigger cars just aren't popular in Europe for obvious reasons. But yeah, they suck up a lot of fuel, which is a big deal. And hence why we have Teslas and other electric vehicles. But yeah, Teslas are the top in the electric vehicle world. They're the top vehicle to have. And I've driven one. My dad owned one. Uh, he bought it like 7 months before he passed away. So I got to drive them, and man, say what you want, but they are fun to drive. Man, they're fun to drive. So it's like you're not even driving a car. It's like you're driving a spaceship. It's so wild. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There's an old saying, there are more saints in Cornwall than in heaven. St. Piran is the patron saint of Cornwall and tin miners. That is cool. Very cool. So this holiday is only celebrated or recognized, acknowledged in Cornwall, I take it. Cornish. Oh, I've heard of Cornish tin, of course. And the Cornish hen, of course. Quality known in the then known world. Said that Solomon's Temple used it. Smog says some of his ancestors were coal miners from Derbyshire, northern coal pulling polluting Tevin skies. Yeah, see, it's not great. And I'm not even talking about environmental because there is that, but it's also, man, it's just black lung. It was a big thing with miners. It's not a very unhealthy. That's why if you were to restart the mines, you'd want, obviously there's cleaner techniques nowadays. The technology has improved, and mine safety, where people aren't breathing in that crap. But yeah, yes, I am not one of those guys in a pickup truck. Never, when you're 16, oh yeah, that was the thing. You wanted a pickup truck, and everyone in my generation seemed like they owned a pickup truck. I had a VW because my dad owned a VW dealership, and he sold Volkswagens. Um, so, um, in fact, well, this is a picture of my dad's dad, my grandfather, and my dad got the dealership from his dad. But back in the day, his dad, Ralph, is his name. This is a picture of his old Chevy dealership back in 1956, and I believe this is in um, Washington. I want to say because that's where they came from. And then I have this photo of then my dad's VW Volkswagen dealership. This was probably from 1980 something or other, but here's a picture of my dad's dealership. It was called Masterson Motors Volkswagen. Um, Back in the day, I just love these old photos. And I think I've shown you this one before. This is my mom and dad. And he's standing. It's hard to, with the glare. Up there we go. That's them. That's my dad's race car. They had a racing division, is what they called it. But yeah, this was probably in the 60s. How young they were. That car was awesome. But that number 222, he used it on a lot of his race cars, and now my son has taken the 222 in honor of him, and is going to start a record label or a record store, something like that, kind of both, to where you can record music and stuff like that. And it's going to be called 222 Records. So just to keep that number going, yeah, really cool. But yeah, driving a Kia Soul, always driv. I have always driven smaller vehicles. Never was really into the big vehicles. Carol, you are not. You're a young bird. Yes, you're a youngster. 10 oldest cities in England. There we go. I like that. 10 oldest cities in England. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. So the process is like contact. If some of them don't have emails, which makes it hard to contact them, because then I have to try to comment on one of their videos, hope that they see it and respond to it. But if they have an email, they usually get back to me fairly quick. And most have been agreeable. they've agreed and allowed us to do it. They have no problems. Uh, I have had a couple that have declined, which is totally fine. It's totally fine. I respect it. But so yeah, there's some I'm not going to mention who they are, but there's some because I did what had happened for some of you who don't know, I was just doing whatever video was requested, and I was getting strikes here and there, and I know some of you remember, there was times I had 2 strikes waiting for that third one to happen, and it just gets tiring. So I'm like, yeah, I got to start asking these people for permission. And once I started doing, I had to go through and purge a lot of the videos that I did not have permission of, and some of them I was really bummed to take off the channel. And but there's still some on there that I don't have permission that are still on there. But they've been on there so long that I think it's going to be okay. And a lot of people, one of the things is a lot of people have already reacted to them. So I'm guessing they're safe, but I don't know. But the majority now I have permission. So we'll see a lot of repeat channels, but that's okay. A lot of people are requesting videos from those people, which is awesome. So I'll ask, and if they give the okay, then I'll generally get to it within the next few days. So yeah, feel free to suggest stuff, but yeah, like I said, it takes time. Takes time if I can get a hold of them or not. It's been nice not having to worry about getting copyright strikes. Now it's just a matter of, is there music in there? Sometimes I can mute the music, get it taken out. They allow me to edit that out on some, say they're not, especially when it deals with war and death and stuff like that. It doesn't get the okay to be putting ads on it, so they'll copyright it or restrict it or somehow. Or the music, like I said, the music usually is, but it'll still be, and I'm fine. It's okay that it doesn't earn money. That's not my concern. I'm okay with that because it still is allowed to be shown, and it doesn't affect the channel per se. Let's see here. Hope all is well. Robert, hi. Thanks for coming. Mark from the States. Have you watched the UK police ram mopeds video? Love your channel. Love your music. Thank you, Robert. And thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I have not watched that. I'm currently making a list here. Police ramming mopeds. Where did I see that? Police ram mopeds. That's interesting. Who knows? Maybe I have. I just don't know until I see it. So yeah, thank you, Robert, for coming. Let's see here. I love Smog and others are having, and Bill and the others having their good conversations about Cornwall. I love it. Elon Musk, a very clever man. Yeah, I would probably want to see less of him. Honestly, I'm happy they're going and exposing all the waste of money that's been. I'm happy they're doing that. I just wish they would just do it. I don't know how. I guess maybe they don't. Maybe there isn't another way to do it. I don't know. I haven't really been watching news, to be honest with you. So, But he is clever. I mean, you don't design these Tesla cars. You don't, um, you know, design rockets that fly into space and then land themselves. So you don't have to just keep jettisoning the boosters. That's the guy's brilliant. I mean, there's a reason why he's the richest man on the planet because he's the most innovative. So I mean, you may hate him, and that's fine. And I don't really have a feeling about him one way or the other. Um, he's working for Trump. He's working for free. He's donating his time, and so yeah, they're doing what they're doing, and that's the thing. They're only doing what they said they were going to do. So it's not like it's a surprise. I think what's a surprise is all the money they're finding that's being spent. That's been pretty shocking to see the list of things they've spent money on. They being our money and they being the government. Um, let's see here. Oh, okay. Do you know the channel, JJ? JJ saying that he has a feeling that they have a feeling that I already have permission. So oldest cities in England might be okay. Okay. If I hope so. I'll have to look to see. In fact, I think I can look while I'm on streaming here. I assuming you still see me. Yeah. Um, but I can totally look. I'm sorry for the silence. I'm just reading along. Uh, Kathy, hi. Police interceptors is good. Yes, Musk does use engineers, just like Steve Jobs did, but it was his idea. So, and you got to be, I mean, are we going to say that he's not intelligent or brilliant? I mean, yes, you've got to have engineers because you're not going to be able to know how everything works. So, yeah, good point. Good point. Absolutely. Uh, some people will disagree with you, Robert, but it'll be interesting. There's a definite swing happening, the pendulum, if you will. Yeah, Bill, I don't know the history of Elon, um, but I do think if you're not exactly right or close to it, I'm not sure. Um, but I mean, that's the same as Trump himself. He got money from his dad's business, but he expanded on it. Same with Elon Musk. He took his dad's money that he was given and created something else. Um, we can say, oh, it's a negative that they got, you know, that, advantage to do that sort of thing. But it's not like they just rested on what their fathers did. They've taken what they've been given. I mean, say what you want, hate, hate the game that's being played, but I, regardless, it's fascinating that they've been able to create and do the things, that they have. You guys are in it to win it with the conversations you have. And I'm going to have to go back and read what you guys are even talking about. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love that you guys can come on here and just talk amongst yourselves. Like I could totally leave and come back and you'll all just still be in your conversation. I just freaking love it. Uh, so- hmm. Yeah, it's a divisive issue, Robert. It's a divisive issue. Yeah. um, I haven't paid too much attention to um, what's going on in your government. I do know what from what I hear from a lot of you. I get emails talking about it. So that's basically where I get a lot of the information is from emails and uh, things like this. People mention a few things. You wonder, well, I mean, yeah, I don't, I'm not a citizen of your country, so I'm not going to comment too much on, you know, on your government because one, I'm not a citizen, and two, I don't know much about it. I'd be foolish to weighing in on something. It would all be hyperbole and emotion based, you know, and that doesn't help. I'm always curious. I see on here, it's happened a few times in this chat, where a message has been retracted. And I'm curious to know why. um, LC, did I keep up with the rugby Six Nations game that's going on right? See, I always thought Six Nations was in the summertime. See, I didn't even know it was on. So I guess that answers your question. I have not kept up with rugby for like 2 straight years. I was watching it all the time. And I've just been slowly kind of, I get back into my football here, American football and then baseball, and I think a lot of it has to do with my kid. He's, his sports season starts. So then we're just, fully wrapped up or taking a very active participation in it. So that takes up a lot of our time as well. So I don't know. Every once in a while, I'll queue up a rugby video that talks about, the state of rugby or who's, number one. I think the last time I did that, I think Ireland was the number one team in the world, was ranked number one. I are we still? Here's a question: Are we still having the Rugby World Cup here in the United States? I know the Americans stink at rugby, and they keep saying we're getting better, but I know they didn't qualify. Um, I don't think they even qualified, right? But we're hosting it. I don't know how that works. Like World Cup, I know you automatically got uh, uh, you know, a spot, but yeah, I thought we were hosting the Rugby World Cup. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So yeah, I guess that answers your question. I have not kept up with it at all. I've just got so much going on. So it's on right now. Smog's watching it as well with his mother. Great. That's awesome. Rugby League has some matches in Las Vegas. I know they've put it at Allegiant Stadium where the Las Vegas Raiders play. I know they do have had a few. Um, I think Ireland's played there. I know the football World Cup that's next year, right? 2026 is the World Cup. No, we just had the World Cup. Yeah, I'm losing it. I don't remember. It's next year, right? Rugby World Cup's in 2031. Okay, well maybe we'll be decent enough. We do get an automatic bid, right? An automatic spot in that one. You know, Lemmy, thanks. Oh, by the way, thanks for coming, Lemmy. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I know that, and the World Cup's gonna be unique because Canada, the U.S. and Mexico are all hosting. They're like combining it. I'm not going anywhere. Did I say I was leaving, JJ? Um, I mean, I mentioned earlier that I'm just leaving for the weekend in a couple weeks, but I'm not going anywhere in particular. Like I don't plan on leaving our channel um, unless I'm forced to. Um, it's too much fun hanging out with all of you. You kidding? Well, Carol, that's nice of you to say. I find that hard to believe, though. Maybe obviously you're on this live stream because of me, but there's so many reactors that you all follow. I know that, and there are some really good channels out there. I haven't. I need to get a new camera. I think that's going to be my next purchase. I did get a new microphone, and um, I think the next thing I'm going to do is upgrade the camera. I think this is only 1080p. Yes, so I want to get a 4K camera. I would also like to get a handheld camera so I don't have to use my phone to do videos when I'm out and around. But yeah, I have other things to spend money on other than, unfortunately, upgrading the equipment for this. So that's why you've had the same video quality. You're hearing heaters. You're hearing yeah, it's a nuts and bolts type operation here for sure. But it's nice of you to say that. It really is. But here's the thing, it's right back at you. I'm only coming back because of all of you. I mean, think about it. The only reason I even put out a video to try to learn with all of you is because of all of you. Um, Otherwise, I can just watch it. You know, I don't have to watch with all of you. It just so happens you all have been such a huge help in understanding a lot of things. A lot of things would be confusing for me, but thanks to all of you, you've made it easier to learn a lot of things that I would never understand probably. Um, the heater goes on like every 15 minutes. It seems like rugby league starts March 1st. Wigan against Warrington. Okay. I used to want. They do show it on Peacock, and I have a subscription to Peacock, and they show rugby league. Um, and I've watched a few. 2026 for the soccer. I knew it. So that's next year, and it's in LA. Oh gosh, that's right. It's all coming back to me now. LA just burned, and now they have to rebuild before the World Cup, before the world starts showing up. Not happening. I don't see how they do it. They're going to have to put lipstick on a pig here and just make. Well, yeah, it'll be. They better get going. They're running out of time. But I've been. I'm trying to think. As you know, I've been to a few Arsenal games just recently. Actually, more Bournemouth, right? That's what I went and saw, but I saw him play Arsenal. It was just a friendly warm up, no big deal, but really cool. And I've seen one international game, was 1984, and I don't remember it too much. I was 13 at the time. It was at the Olympics in Los Angeles. It was the bronze medal game at the Rose Bowl. And it was like Yugoslavia, I believe. And I think I've talked about this already once before. And I want to say it was like Yugoslavia. And I want to say they won too. But that's dating it, Yugoslavia. Yeah, a long time ago. It was a lot of fun, though. It was an experience, for sure. So Elsie doesn't hear the heater much. You'll all have to let me know. For me, it seems like it's really loud. I think one person mentioned to me that it was like, a jet engine sound. So, yeah. She wouldn't notice if I didn't mention it. Okay, well, I'm going to go. Elsie, I'm going to take your words to heart here. I'm not even going to mention it anymore. Let's see. Well, let's see if I remember not to mention it, but I'm going to just let it go. Yes, we follow other reactors, but seriously, mate, you're one of my. Oh, Carol, you're so wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I'm getting to feel. I get it. The heater isn't that big of a deal, and I shouldn't stress on it. I'm getting that vibe. I understand. A walk video where I live, Malcolm. That's a great idea, and I want to do a kind of like, if you will, a bimble on a bike. I won't be calling it such like that, but I want to strap a camera to my bike and I want to ride from one end of the town to the other end of the town. It's about, I've done it before a couple times. It's about, I think I live kind of like right in the middle. So it's about 22 miles to go all the way to what we would call the West End, then down to the beach, along the promenade on the beach, through our what we call Pierpont, which is homes that have boat docks, and then up through some agricultural land, then through some industrial area, and then out into the neighborhoods. And that takes me all the way to the East End and then back to my house, which is right in the middle. It's about 22 miles, I believe, is what I clocked it at. And it's not terrible. Need to get into bike riding shape, but as soon as I do, I will definitely, Malcolm, I'll definitely do that. It'll be fun too. Plus, I got to get the camera that I can mount to the bike. So yeah, I got some things I need to purchase as well. Let's see here. Name of the video: make of 10 oldest cities. Yes, Alex in Great Britain. Yes, I do have his permission. Thank you. And I love his county, prettiest towns in the county series. We got another one coming up this week. Yeah, he's wonderful. He's been just great to me. So very happy to see that. Thank you. Thanks for looking that up. Not a big fan of rugby. Bill. Oh no. He was a local champion. Oh, and you disappointed the family by not being a big fan of the sport. That's okay. We each like what we like, right? Like, I'm not a big basketball fan. Real popular. Not a huge basketball fan. I was at a time though. 2000, early 2000s, huge fan. From the mid 80s all the way up to 2000. For that stretch, I was a huge fan. Watched it all the time. Something happened. I don't know. I just stopped watching, and now it's very rare that I'll sit and watch a game. Usually it has to have some importance, like a playoff game or what have you. But yeah, don't watch much basketball anymore. So I get it. Have you watched the opening ceremony? Yes, Claire, and it gets copyrighted. So I can't really watch it with all of you, but I have seen it. I've seen it a couple times, and I saw it live. I love the Olympics. I think a lot of you already know that. So I can't wait for the Olympics next year. I love the Winter Olympics, so that's going to be great. But I remember watching the opening ceremonies and thinking, this is the greatest opening ceremonies that I can remember. Is it still? Yeah, I think it still holds up for sure. And this was before I had this fascination, became an Anglophile. This was just me watching from home. We would do a thing in my family. We would watch the opening ceremonies, and we would make dinner of like the classic dinner of or I don't want to say the classic dinner because I'm sure we pick some that the whole family would eat. So but something that would be native, or at least what we thought would be native to the host country. And I want to say we had that night was shepherd's pie. Don't know if that's something you all invented or what. Maybe it's not even associated with Britain at all. I don't know, but I love it. And so the great thing about it is my sister made it, and she'll still make it to this day. Really good. But of course, when it's in China, we'll have some Chinese dish. When we didn't do it when it was in France, and of course we didn't do it during COVID. So, and of course, the next Olympic is in France. No, not France. I'm sorry. It's in Italy, right? The Winter Olympics, it's in Italy. Then the Summer Games will be here in 2028. So they'll have 4 years, less than 4 years. They still need to hurry to get the LA to look fine, but they're also hosting some World Cup games in Los Angeles as well next year. So they need to get going and rebuilding the place. But yeah, you'll have to let me know about shepherd's pie if that's even a thing. But yeah, great opening limbs. Smog has to go. Thank you, Smog. It's good to see you, buddy, or at least read you. And he's even got some parting shots on his way out. Love it. Yeah, the heater is not on now. So that's great. I'm glad you're not. So maybe I'm making a big deal out of it. It just seems when I go back and listen to the video, I can hear it, but it sounds loud to me. Daniel, thank you for coming. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We've already this. I swear, it's already been an hour and a half. That's crazy. It doesn't even feel like I've just been talking, reading, watching you guys talk to each other. Yeah, we usually roll these about an hour and a half, so we should probably call it a day. Um, I haven't even gotten to the end of everybody's questions, so let me try to catch up real fast here. Jet engine sounds right, but we don't hear it when the video is running. Yeah, because I try to mute it. I try to mute JJ as I can. And I'll record when it's not on. Don't forget Kent, of course. I won't forget Kent. I'm going to write it right here. Kent, boom. You're on the list, Claire. Thank you. Yeah, Hampshire is, if I haven't done it already, it's coming up. He's got a whole bunch. So I'm just going in order. So Bimble's a great idea. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I think I'm at least, I'm not going to play Kieran's music. I don't know what I'm going to do with music. I don't want to copy him, but I have purchased some of his music, so I love it. It's really good. Shepherd's pie is a UK meal. One is like rapid fire right here. We used beef. In fact, I think if I want to say it was like ground round, like ground beef. I believe. We're not big on shredded beef. Originated in Ireland or England. Okay. You coward, Darth Bill. Wait till. Okay. Snails just taste the garlic. Experience American Shepherd's pie was made with minced beef. Yeah, so ground round, we call it, ground beef. Yeah, that's a cottage pie. Shepherd's pie is made with, wait for it, lamb. Ooh, don't like lamb. So I guess it's cottage pie is what we're eating then. Yes, my mouth is getting dry. Beef cottage pie. Okay, lamb, shepherd's pie. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, it would be, the Bimbles would be fun. It'll just, be riding the bike downtown and getting some shots of my town. I don't know how many people will be interested in it, but I know a few probably would. Don't worry about the heater. No. One person did tell me it sounded like a jet engine. So maybe that's why I got that in my head, thinking it's way worse than it is. Let's see here. Never eat anything with more than 4 legs. Yeah, that's a good little rule to have. Less than without a face. Yeah. Okay, we're having homemade cottage pie tonight. Oh, awesome! Save me a piece. I'll be right over. People call it shepherd's pie. Okay. I know my sister called it shepherd's pie because we still call it that today, and so that's just, So I may be not eating shepherd's pie, and that's going to be the debate from now on, for sure. Cottage pie is what it should be called. Sounds like, but it's probably different from all over. Roast lamb, not going to have it. Too cute of an animal to eat. And I've made it to the bottom. We're going to go ahead and call it today. Again, we have 14 people, 15 Ken Smoggy just left. I think maybe someone else left. That's great. And the fact that all of you took time out in your day to come and say hello and reconnect with some others on here is just the highlight. Of course, like I said, watching you all talk to each other, it just is cool. I really dig it. And just the fact that y'all came. So it's awesome. Thank you to all of you. Have a great week. Yes, exactly, Trev. Have a great week. We'll see you on this sort of thing in a month. The end of what's next? March. Okay, yeah, March is a busy month for me. But we'll make time for it. You'll see some videos from this house that we're going to in Palm Springs. God, maybe we should do a live. Do I want to do a live stream from there? Maybe if I can do it early in the morning, right at sunrise, because there's a lot of other people there. I don't want to bother anybody. I'll do it outside, maybe on my phone. I got to see if that's even a thing. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a little short one, and I could take you on a tour, live tour of the home itself. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I got to see how everybody's situated and what the vibe will be. But videos tomorrow, hopefully. Have a great week. You guys are amazing, and we'll see you very, very soon. Okay. Take care.